just on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among other. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to fight. And if I wake tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm no way to go, no one that can see the light inside of the light. I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see those eyes, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among other. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to fight. And if I wake tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to fight.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We're live tonight. Talladega Super Speedway. That's right. Big speeds, 2.66 miles and some high bank super speedway action here in the Alabama state. That's right. Talladega, USA. Get ready for some Extreme Motorsports 99.com action here because we got the Xfinity cars. And oh yeah, did we mention it's the start of the chase? That's right. Round one here to crown a new champ in the Xfinity Series. I'm going to tell you what, I'm Joe White up here in the booth. I'm accompanied by old Gerald West. Gerald, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I tell you what, man, it is awesome. As always here, we got a good field of cars. And also got a good field of 12 drivers out here that are hoping to make a splash in the first race of the chase here. Man on top right now, starting this thing, which obviously, you know, the points reset for the top 12, so it's anybody's ballgame. We call this the wild card race, Gerald. The reason is because, hey, it's almost like, you know, playing craps at the slot machine or whatever. It's anybody's ballgame.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, a few words. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the field here, looking at the drivers. A lot of good talent in here. I'm excited for this to start. Just excited to be back here with you.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you what, talk about getting excited. Well, the point scenario right here, folks, as always, Matthew Weisenbach, we call him the Super Speedway King. The man comes out here, and he definitely knows how to kind of tame this beast a little bit of this huge track. Well, he's sitting on point in the pole route, sitting on point right now in the points. Eric Tesh, Iceman for the Netherlands, came in here in the season, made a splash, made the chase, got a win there also along with Matthew. So the top four in the chase all have wins. Matt Hoover, another one, came in, made a splash, got a win sitting in third. Colton Lane right there in fourth. And then you go to start the fifth place guys, got in via the points here. Bryce Senesac, another one to keep your eye out here throughout the chase. Cameron Hearn, well, he's already talking up a cool breeze out there in the chat. And he's sitting in sixth place. Keith Haney, well, don't take your eye off of him. That's another one that's a very tough customer out here. Richie Evans, that's another young man right there that can get some things done. Dwayne Cumberson, well, I've seen him drive the wheels off of some stuff. And old Nick Hunt out there, crafty old veteran, man, to the 00. Hang on to your hats with him. Aiden Young, another young man right there looking good. Hopefully, he's going to take his success from the truck series over here, and he's sitting 11th in the points right now. Then to round out the top 12, Mike Franklin. So every spot here, it could all be jumbled up by the end of the night because anything can happen here at Talladega, Gerald.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great drivers out here, and I'm going for Cameron Hearn again this week. I just had a feeling he's due for one, so we'll see how that turns out. And Keith Haney, of course, expect to see him up front. Ethan Kurtz, Mike Rominger, and Mike Franklin. I'm sure they'll find their way to the front of this pack too.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's 100% right there. Well, you're talking about it. Mason Witzel putting it on pole here for tonight, and Matthew Weisenbach is going to start right there on the outside of him as I got it right here. So one chase contender up there, Colton Lane starting in fourth, Richie Evans there in fifth. So a lot of the chase guys. But again, here, Talladega's one of these places. You can start in the back, you can start in the middle, start in the front, you can start in the pit lane. Doesn't really matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's not as important. How's that? where you start because you can bring that thing to the front and win.
Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of these guys are going to want to ride around in the back here at the beginning of this race. Being that they don't have any fast repairs here in Talladega, it's easy to get caught up in the big one, and there might be more than one big one here.
Good point there, Gerald. Brought up. No fast fix. You're right. That is another thing. You're getting a wreck here at Talladega the next 2 nights. There is no fast fix. They had one for the Truck Series there, but here in Xfinity and Cup, which we're going to be at Talladega the next 2 nights on, there are no fast fix. So that's got to be in the back side of the mind because the big one always looms here. Also, saw it last night, saw a wild finish to that one there. I was lucky enough to be up in the booth there with old Dre broadcast last night. I appreciate them boys letting me do that. So that's a good observation there, Gerald. It definitely would make me drive a little different.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what people choose to do here. You know, they got to pick when they're going to want to go to the front, towards the front, because of course everybody wants to win, and they want to get a good points because you know this being the first race of the chase, they got to make a good showing here.
Yeah, you're right. So, as we're getting geared up here, the guys are in the driver's meeting right now. The qualifying has already took place here tonight. Folks, get your refreshments and everything. Get buckled down here because tonight we got Talladega Super Speedway action, Extreme Motorsports 99.com, Xfinity Series. Man, I'm getting pumped up. Gerald, Jay Weezy, either one want to go by, man? How you feeling? You get pumped up?
Yeah, I'm feeling real good. I passed up things to do just to watch this race here. I have a feeling that we won't have many cautions here because a lot of these guys have raced around each other. They know each other really well. I'm sure that they're working with someone or more than one, or they're on teams, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And if you get caught out there in the back and you lose the draft, you could go a lap down easily. It might be 2.66 miles, but when you're not with the pack, you get lapped down real quick.
Hey, you're right. That's another thing. If you don't get hooked up, but we're going to probably see some different strategies being played out throughout the whole course race here. You know, some guys are going to want to fall back to the back. We're probably going to see a couple packs here and there. Now, the one thing the Xfinity car does, almost like what the truck does, is it brings side-by-side action, and it brings that door-to-door style racing, as opposed to the Cup car you're going to see tomorrow night. And a lot of a single file there because the outside lane's very hard to get moving. You will see it from time to time, but as tonight, you can get up there. You can, go door to door here with guys with this Xfinity car. So it's going to be something you have to think about. Think about it is though, what you just mentioned earlier, that fast fix. That's in the back of your mind as a driver. You know, that's only going to take one mistake here. You ain't going to remember, you're almost running 190, so about 200 mile an hour here. You know, don't take much. You get in a spin, you hit that wall, your night's over with.
Yeah, and there's so many things that could give you a bad choice. You can make a mistake really easy here. There's so many decisions you have to be made. So if you're at the end of the race here and you want to take track position instead of pit, if you have enough fuel, you could. But with the track temperature being 104 degrees, it's over 100 degrees here. And if they get out there on the motor tires and they get a bump or something here in the corner, it could slide out right out from under them here.
Absolutely. Well, we're gridding up here tonight, so here we go. Let's go down the grid in order. Mason Witzel puts it out front on pole tonight. And there's your man holding the points title right now. Well, he's the man on top of the points right now. Matthew Wassenbach, we call him the restricted plate king out here. Sitting in third, John Houston. Keep an eye on that number 88 machine. Colton Lane's another one up there that wants to get to the front. Starting fourth, you got Richie Evans in fifth. David Elliott there in sixth. Daniel Haney seventh. James Haney, a couple Haney brothers right there, boys right there in seventh and eighth. Then you got James Thorndike in ninth, and Dwayne Cumberson rounds out the top 10. As we look to the rest of this field, for star-studded. Like I said, anybody can come home here. We call this the wild card race of the chase because it is a wild card. I don't want to take anything away from drivers out here, but it's typical plate style racing. Anything can happen. The big one looms around the corner at every corner here because you've got high speed. You're inches away from each other. The wrong bump at the wrong time can send you spinning.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got to be really careful. If you're the one pushing, you know, you could send somebody spinning around, could take out a lot of good drivers. You have a lot of guys mad at you here, and you got to finish this race out. So you don't want to get nobody mad too soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a good group of field out here right now, about to gear up. Get these cars, man, storming around this track here, folks, as it's going to be a monsterful of a day here because we got some bad, fast drivers on a bad, fast track, man, with a bad, fast car and a huge monster-style track out here. Talladega is one of the biggest oval-style tracks there is at 2.66 miles. And the state of, I won't say Alabama. That used to be the Alabama gang, man. Davey Allison and company. So, the gridding up. The one thing I noticed is our pole sitter did not grid.
Yeah, he might be playing a strategy here. This might be part of his strategy to start from the pit. And but if it don't work out in his favor, it could be the wrong call.
Yeah, it could. And just you know, like I said, just noticed he didn't. He's just not there. So.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a strategy call, Joe. I mean, I've done it before, and I've seen a lot of people do it, and it's just part of it. You know, if you feel like there's going to be a big one here at the beginning of the race, you're better off just not being around that. You got a better chance of winning at the end if you're there at the end. You know what they say, to finish first, you must first finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as these guys have been storming down a bad stretch here, we're getting set here to go. Some awesome racing here at Talladega, Gerald. I'm getting excited. What do you think, man, so far?
Yeah, it's looking good. Like you said, it's a star-studded field. There's a lot of great drivers out there, and I expect it to be a good race. And like I said, not a lot of cautions, but you never know. Being the first race of the chase, I expect a lot of these guys to have a lot of patience. But then again, you got guys that want to go for that win. So it's a tricky call. We'll see what happens as they're getting ready to go.
Yes, they are. Coming out turn number 4 here, folks. We got 85 laps here tonight. These guys are about to put on a show. Matthew Wazenbach sitting out front. That's our pole sitter, man, did not grid this thing up. So we'll just have to see what happens here as pace cars coming out. Going to shoot off down in the pit road here and send these machines a roar. And here we go, folks. 85 laps in the books here tonight for Talladega. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. They wait. And green flag in the air. There we go. They storm off down into turn number 1. Out through the try over there. Into turn 1, they are still stacked side to side as John Houston takes it on in there. They still stuck up. Like I say, you got to be very careful that high line. But John don't have anybody behind him as of right now.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of patience is being shown here. They're still single file. You don't see nobody coming out. They're all just riding right now. They got a long way to go, and you see some guys starting to drop to the back.
Yeah, some guys, man, are definitely going to take that strategy play of let's drop to the back and let's hang on to this thing for a little bit. But right here, out front or up front so far, that man Matthew Wazenbach, the boy on the outside. I think is that James Haney car right there. He's trying to take it on the outside. Doesn't have too much of help because he got David Elliott right up there also.
Yeah, David Elliott, Matthew Wazenbach, and James Haney, they're all up front there. And there's the second row. Looks like everybody's starting to get single file. Nobody wants to run. Therefore, David Elliott, he's stuck on the outside unless somebody comes up to help him.
Yeah, right there, and we're seeing right along John Houston still sitting in the third place, fourth place spot right there, respectively. Good poise up front. Looks like we got a small little group up front here as they go nose to tail. Like you said, everybody being very, very patient. A lot different from what it was last night because they know no fast picks here tonight. Got to look good, but look at old Waylon Lamb right there in the fifth place spot, bringing that number 50 machine on the high side as he's diving up. Also got Aiden Young right there looking good. So these boys already, man, are trying to mix it up, and that's the thing. As we come here to lap number 3, up front, 2 cars take away, but you got about 5 cars on the inside, and you got 3 on the outside.
Yeah, the 29 and the 55, they're stuck together like glue. But that outside looks like the 50 of Waylon Lamb starting to drop back, which leaves James Haney still out on the outside there. But it looks like he's got the 9 of Aiden Young right behind him. That gives him a little bit of help. but he's going to need more than that because they're all stacked up on the inside there, and they're going to be a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matthew Wassenbach still out front right there. So you got about a 6 or 5 car breakaway. Then you got him in line all the way back right there. Being very, very patient. As you see back there, Waylon drops back just a little bit in the 9th place with Eric Tesh back there. Keith Haney's in the mix. One thing I did notice here is they're not closed up like they normally are. They're kind of spread out just a little bit. That's the one thing about plate racing. This is typical plate racing right here. Spread out a little bit. Show these guys, man, that, be patient up there. And you got a long way to go. It's only lap 4 of 85. And these guys right now are showing that as not want to overheat those cars. It's another thing we're going to talk about, Gerald.
Yeah, it looks like the 99 of Mason Witzel, he's hanging out in the back by himself. He's expecting some kind of caution to come out, I would believe, but I don't see one coming. These guys are really patient. Most of them are single file down on the bottom, besides a couple guys. But we'll see how it plays out here as the race goes on.
Yeah, right there. And we were talking about it before. You got to look. The guys been out back right there. And most notably, you got Bryce Senesack, Nick Hunt, Mike Franklin, and all them in a pack. And then you got another little small pack. So it looks like we got broke up size packs going on here. Up front, you still got Matthew Wassenbach in charge up there with David Elliott on his back deck lid. James Haney and company up there. Aiden Young on the top side. John Houston right there as they are still storming around here. Coming out of turn number 2 as they head down the bad stretch. They're still side by side.
Yeah, it looks good. They're doing a fine job here. Like I said, it's early. I'd want to be in that front pack or somewhere close to the front pack. You don't want to get set back too far here. Like I said, you will go a lap down if you get left out by yourself. And hopefully none of the guys that's running for this chase here gets caught in the back like that.
Yeah, right, Gerald. They're still up front, though. Aiden Young, man, backed off just a little bit there to maybe cool that car off. Maybe he's going to try to dive down the inside. Thinks it's better of it. Like I say, you're going to see these cars. They're more able to do side-by-side, top side to be able to run, but that inside still probably going to be a little bit more dominant. As you see now, cars up top forming up a little bit. As I believe, who is that? James Haney, I believe, who might have just dove to the outside, and then he gets put out 3 wide.
Yeah, James Haney, he's up there with Waylon Lamb and the 87 of David Elliott. They're running that high line. It seems like the bottom line's where it is right now, but you can't go wrong as long as you're with that pack and they don't leave you. You'll be fine. I don't know how much gas they get here, how many laps they can make on their fuel mileage, and I also don't know if their temperature, if they got too much tape or not. We'll see if their cars get hot. If they do, you'll start to see these guys poke out a little bit to get some air, or maybe even jump out to that high side and try to get around the guys. That way he can get his car cooled back down.
Yeah, and that's another thing we need to think about, too. You're talking about the air. They're not far enough apart right now. But if you get too close up there, right now, Matthew Wassenbach's fighting everything he can. David Elliott's on the high side there, as he's looking very, very good, man, as we got John Houston running here. So that 87 Texas Roadhouse machine is trying to take it to the front here. Got Aiden Young pushing him right there, the pit stop machine. Looking good. Matthew Wassenbach on the inside. Looks like, man, David Elliott's going to go to the front. Aiden's going to come with him. Is Matthew going to give him the inside there? Yep, he sure does.
Yeah, it looks like that high line's working to get these guys out of that dirty air and up to the front. We'll see a lot of guys doing that here. We'll see if it plays out towards the end, but it looks really good to me. These cars sound amazing. I love this race here at Talladega. It's a very, very fun race.
Yeah, I like watching it. Don't like driving it. Nerve-wracking for the drivers of what they're seeing right now, because these guys, man, have got their hands clutched to the steering wheel here going, please do not make the wrong move behind me, because it only takes one wrong little step and you're going to send off down into the wall. That's the thing you got to think about, Gerald. Like I said, again, we go back, re-emphasize it. No fast fix. When you tear this car up, guess what? Your night's pretty much done, because aerodynamics here, you need all the fenders and all the lug nuts put on that car.
Yeah, you get a fender bender in this one, and you're pretty much over with. I mean, the speeds here is outrageous in these cars. They might be the Xfinity cars, but they're super fast. And you see that second line out there, that high line starting to get more. It's 2x2x2 now, so you got them single file behind. Waylon Lamb looks like he's just back there lurking around, waiting to see what's gonna happen. I don't think he's trying to get to the front. But I'm sure Matthew Welsenbach's going to want to stay up there along with the Haney boys since they got a nice little run here. And the 88 of John Houston, he's doing a phenomenal job up front, as well as James Thorndike. So I plan on seeing these guys staying up front. And the ones that are in the back, you won't see them try to push forward until later on in the race.
Yep, absolutely. You're right. Up front,
We got the 59 around.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Yep, we sure do. Let's go back on the replay here, man. Let the viewers see all that. Another thing, because I think also Waylon Lamb might have got a little piece of that too. Hate to see that, but let's go back here and let the viewers see what we saw. 59, looks like he was coming down. He got on the inside there. Then he went back up high. Maybe it was, well, we'll watch it on the replay, make sure everybody is able to see it. But, yeah, he come down in the 5, just right there with the nose. Oh, and Waylon did get a hit, and I think Waylon just blew the motor, and that might end his night. Hate to see that. Wrong place, wrong time, but we talked about it, Gerald. Anything can happen here at this track.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate for Waylon. He was just riding around and just trying to put some laps in and, get everybody filled out. And it looked like he was just, the 59 was trying to come down and get in front of the 5 of Richie Evans and get back on the bottom. But he wasn't clear, and I'm sure he didn't know that, or he wouldn't have did it. But that's just part of racing. And for Waylon Lamb to get caught up in that, that's just one of them instinct moves. You got to kind of just go with your gut. If you only got a split second to make that decision.
Yep. Well, let's bring up old Matthew Wasenbach here. We call him the Mr. Speedway King. So let's bring him up here and get a talk with him. Matthew Wasenbach, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, Mr. White.
Well, I tell you what, looking good out there, man, in that machine that you got flying around there. So, how's the track feel? How's it feel out there drafting? I know you got to be very patient because you got to think about the back of your mind. No fast fix here, so you don't want to get in trouble, as we just saw there in the caution. But how's your car feeling?
Car is feeling pretty good. Definitely likes that clean air up in the front. A lot of give and take there at the front with everyone, so there wasn't too much. I know I think Aiden had a little issue with a bump and got loose, but he saved it. But otherwise, no, pretty good. The car started to get a little loose there, so we're going to see, how tires are and see what's all going on.
Yeah, we just saw you blow by your pit stop.
Yeah, just an inch. It's okay. I want to now kind of go to the back and ride. Again, like you said, the whole no quick repair thing definitely, as you can see from qualifying, had a lot of people thinking about it,
All right, well, tonight and tomorrow night, obviously that's the thing, because in the truck series, they don't really have to think so much about that, but they do here. Got to keep in the back of your mind. So, think you got the car to bring it home tonight?
As long as I can keep all the fenders straight and the wheels going in the right direction, I think I can get up there. I know how to get these cars around this track. I know I won Daytona in the first race of the season, so I do like my plate racing.
Absolutely. We call you the Strict Plate King out here. Matthew Wasenbach, good luck, my man.
Thank you, guys. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast with my victory.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's Matthew Wasenbach right there. Man, as always, man, just happy-go-lucky. Enjoy it. One of the reasons why I'm here at Extreme, too, is found him on Twitch one day, watched him race a little bit, man. The rest is kind of history from there. So, kind of going to mess the field up here a little bit. Hate to see that on Waylon's part there. And also, most notably, also, Colton Lane has disconnected. And Colton Lane, folks, was sitting 4th in the chase points. So that's going to have a coin a phrase from another announcer, chase implications, so to speak. And definitely not the night he's looking for.
Yeah, I can't believe that, they already had an accident, but that's just part of Talladega. One person makes a mistake, and then some people that are just out there riding, they get caught up in it. It's unfortunate for those guys, but, that's why they call it racing.
Well, and I know Obviously here, man, Talladega is one of them tracks where you never know. As always, man, around the corner, it can easily be the big one. And right there could have been a big one by being up front like it was. And like I said, I did see Aiden Young earlier get down in the apron, and he almost lost it. So, the closer we get to lap 85, obviously the tension builds. Things are going to pick up. Right now, these guys are very patient, being very, very lenient to each other. But guess what? Later on in the race, forget about it. Also want to give a shout out there to stepdad of Waylon Lamb. Obviously, Waylon having the trouble he has, but Ray's out there watching along with Bree. And so definitely want to give a shout out to him. Like seeing, man, the family members out come out here and support the drivers. And you ever get any family members watch you, Gerald?
I have a lot of friends that do, but no, family, no. But
okay.
You never know. They might get involved one of these days. But that caution, it worked out for some of those guys that were riding around in the back. Because if that wouldn't have came out, it could have been a bad day for them. But for those guys that were in the chase and they disconnected, I hate to hear that, man, because this means a lot to these guys. They're here week in and week out, and they're racing as hard as they can for that championship. So a minor mistake like that by somebody could put one of these guys out, and that's just unfortunate,
Well, the good thing is Waylon wasn't in the chase. So, I mean, it's a bad thing he wasn't in the chase, but it's good that he wasn't because it would have hurt his chances there. Now, the man up front, Eric Tess, Iceman for the Neverlands, always one of my picks. And Tim, I saw you earlier. You can't have 4 picks. You picked Waylon earlier. That's your first one. So that don't count, man. You gotta give old Tim a hard time out of the chat. But always, man, pick old Eric Tess, man, up there. Really like him. He's got 1 win this season. He's up there, obviously in the chase, and he's looking to maybe, hopefully, man, come out of this thing with a good finish. Because that's the thing about this track. If you could just come out of here with a good finish, not so much, a win is all awesome, but come out with a good finish. You've got past this, what we call it, the wild card race, so to speak, in the chase.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. But you can't blame Tim for picking 4 guys. The more you got, the more chances you got to win now, Joe.
Man, well, but see, he always does that to me. He always goes, well, I'm going to take the guy in the lead. You can't just always take the guy in the lead. Pick a guy and stick to him. I always stick with Eric either way. That's how he does. We call it the announcer's curse. Me and John, up here, we always talk about cursing someone. Well, last night, I guess it worked because, unfortunately, Tom Whitmore got involved in a wreck earlier on and we were messing around. So, hopefully we didn't curse old Eric Tess tonight.
Yeah, Eric Tess seems to run good everywhere. I kind of thought Colton Lane got involved with that, but as I'm looking, I don't think he gridded. I don't think he started.
I don't think he did either. I'm with you. I see he's down there in 20 seconds. Going to really, really hurt him in the chase. Obviously, he can bounce back, but it's going to put him in a hole here as we get set to go back green flag racing. Going to be lap 14 of 85. Hang on to your hats, folks. Here's pace cars coming around, so we'll keep you updated on all the points scenarios that we possibly can throughout this race. As pace cars going to duck off in, John Houston's out front there with Eric Tesh, man, the Iceman up there up front with David Elliott, Daniel Haney, James Haney, the Haney boys up there. Here we go. Slow, slow, slow till they rev down and put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. They hammer down. Here we go. The sound of the V8s up there. Eric did not get a go. Looked like he missed a gear.
Yeah, it's quite possible. A lot of guys miss gears here. It's unfortunate when they do that because it stacks everybody up behind them, but it seemed like they made it through unscathed. You got a couple guys getting used to the start here up front, but I think they're going to go single file. If not, then it's going to be 2 wide for the lead.
Yeah, it is. Well, we saw right there a big mix-up up front. John Houston, he goes to the high side there. He's trying to pick up Mason Witzel. That's a teammate of his. But the Haney boys, man, on the bottom right there, you got, actually David Elliott has got one of the Haney boys down there with him. And the 59 machines right there, as they take it to the front, they're all side by side, stacked up 2 wide.
Yeah, and that second group, they're side by side too. I don't know if that's part of their strategy. Maybe they just need to get their speed up so they can catch up to this group, or if they're laying back like they did before. But this first group is the same group that was up front here a while ago. And my pick, the 67 of Cameron Hearn, he's up there with that front pack. So good luck to him.
Yeah, it is. Got a pack up front here. Then you go back in the pack there. Look at Cameron Hearns coming up there. He gets it dived off just a little bit. Looks like he's going to hold back, maybe go back to the backside of this thing. He's seen enough of that side-by-side for right now, but it is still 2x2 up front. Mason Witzel's trying to push the 88 to the front, but on the inside, the 87 of David Elliott says, not today. He's going to try to hold it up. One of the Haney boys there, James Haney, he is trying to push that 87 Steak Machine to the front, and he does do it. Hopefully, man, David says, hey, I'm going to the high side now.
Yeah, and both of these packs, they're really flying right now. They're single file, besides the one car. He's going to be looking to get back. Now they're 3 wide going into 1.
3 wide up front, going up in the 1. Like you said, those guys, man, are putting it. Definitely trying to be patient here as the 88's looking to try to be out front here in this one as we're looking at this front side pack here. Well, let's go back here because you got to go back to Matthew Wazenbach, like you just mentioned, to the second pack, all the way starting to 10th place on back. So the front 9 guys are all stacked up in a pack. 10th place on back, they're all single file. Won't take them long if they stay like that to run them down. The good thing is Matthew's got his teammate Aiden Young all over the back deck lid right there, as we see. And Keith Haney, Dwayne Cummers, and Tyler Sifford's right there. Also Ethan Kurtz, another one who is here. Mike Franklin, so all them guys, man, sitting single file, nose to tail. Got to keep in mind that they're going to try to bring this thing to the front.
Yeah, and these guys, what they're doing is they're leaving enough gap to where if something happens with that front pack, they'll have enough time to make the right decision.
Yep, absolutely. And John, you're right out there. A lot of tandem style drafting going on right here. But that pack is running them down, though, with the 10th place up front. Now they've got it situated up front as they all go single file up there. John Houston takes it to the front side, with Mason Witzel sitting in second. James Haney there in third. So we're all in a freight train order. So this is what you're probably going to see. Guys are going to calm down just a little bit. They understand slap 18 to 85 here. These guys need to be very, very patient. Now, remember, you can't go across and pass anybody under that out of bounds line, which is the yellow line right there on the bottom.
Yeah, that could cause problems. A lot of people don't let that happen here in their races. Some do, but I don't in mine. If you go under that line, that's definitely a penalty. It causes way too many problems. The only time you see these guys poke down there is if they need air.
Absolutely. Well, what's going on out there, man, folks? I appreciate everybody coming out here because we're at Talladega. That's right, Talladega Super Speedway, ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Xfinity Series, first race of the chase. Well, we already had a caution, just one. Unfortunately, the 59 of James Thorndike was involved, and Waylon Lamb, nowhere to go in the number 50, got involved in that one, blew the motor up. And everybody's asking, well, wait a minute, he can get back out there. No. Because guess what? There is no fast fix here. Xfinity and Cup here at Extreme, they run them. So if you get in a bad situation, guess what? It's over with. Now, one thing I just noticed there, Gerald, the 59, he's got damage on the backside, but he's been able to hold into the draft with these guys.
Yeah, if he can keep somebody on the back of his bumper there, it should take that out of play where he can keep up. He has no damage on the front, which is great for his aerodynamics on the front. And if he can get that 96 of Eric Test to pull right up on his back bumper, then his spoiler won't play any effect at all.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Mason Witzel right there dying at the outside, maybe to cool that motor down. That's why you see those cars jockeying around up there so much on the front side there, is because he got to cool them things down. He's so close to John Houston's back end there. So, yeah, these are the B cars. That's right. We call them the B cars on iRacing. They're actually Xfinity cars, but we know them by the B cars here. The A cars, obviously the Cup. And then last night we had the Truck Series, and that was obviously the, we call them the C cars. Yeah, C cars, C trucks, whichever one you want to call them.
Yeah, like they said on the chat, man, Waylon Lamb's back out on the track. He is getting some laps in.
Yeah, I saw the smoke come out of the car, and I thought for sure it blew the motor up. So maybe he was able to get that thing back in there towed, and they was able to get some of it repaired. Hopefully it'll hold out for the rest of the race.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't done, so he made his way back out on the track, and we'll see what happens. He should be able to complete some laps, but whenever you're in an accident like that, you never know when your engine's going to go. They might have it fixed for now, but it might go.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, 100%. They'll keep, if he has a lot of optional and whatnot left, every time he goes in the pits, he can get it done. But we got a pack up front, top 9 cars right now, all single file, and a freight train coming down the bad stretch. And you got another small pack in the backside there with Matthew Wazenbach leading the charge back there. So right now is he's doing 50. Rob said he's doing 57. Well, he's doing the speed limit, I guess, at least. So we got to do it. What's going on, Delaneth? I hope I said that right out in the chat, but hey, welcome. And we're here at Talladega, getting you some ExtremeMotorsports99.com action going on here with the Xfinity cars. Definitely these guys out here, man, are putting on a good show so far. You seen anything out of the ordinary so far, Gerald?
Oh, not really. Maybe a couple guys getting right up on the back deck lid of another car, pushing a little hard too soon. They got a little over 60 laps left, so no need to be pushing too hard right now, especially when you're single file. We'll see if he keeps it up. I'm talking to the 99 of Mason Witzel. He's pushing on the 88 of John Houston. But he backed off a little bit. John might have said, hey, now, give me a little room. Be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been pushing there. They're teammates, so they're obviously able to communicate with each other. You see 99, every once in a while he'll duck outside there because he is so close pushing that 88 to the front there, trying to get that thing cooled off. Well, let's do what we like doing here. Let's do a rundown order, man, of these cars out here tonight. So it's OSR Network rundown order here. Out front, you got John Houston there in the AC Del Code number 88 spark plug machine. Looking good, holding down the Ford up front. Mason Witzel right there with the Advocare number 99 in second place. James Haney, he's looking good. One of the Haney boys racing in third place. James Thorndike involved in a little incident earlier on, but he's out there hanging on to this thing in the fourth place spot. Eric Tess right there, Iceman from the Netherlands, running the real Sim machine out here in the fifth place. Daniel Haney in the 81 machine, he's right there in sixth. Richie Evans, there's another one right there. He's got his cooling in the water machine up there, sitting in seventh. Cameron Hearn, we call him. He's got the paint machine up there, sitting in eighth spot. David Elliott, right there. He's serving steaks, man, out there. Anybody get hungry? The man in ninth. And then back here in 10th place, got Wayne Cumberson. And on the inside of him, as they go side by side, you got Matthew Wazenbach swapping it around, because you also got Aiden Young back there in 11th spot right now, as you've got Tyler Sifford. He's going to be sitting in the 13th spot. They won't click on him right now because they haven't stopped the lane. But Ethan Kurtz sitting in 14th. Keith Haney, that's another one sitting in the 15th spot. Mike Franklin right there in 16th place. You got Nick Hunt right there, the 00. He's at the one hair flying out in the wind, looking good, running around the 17th. Bryce Senesack in 18th. And Wade Lamb, like I say, way down on power, but he's out there, man, running, sitting in the 19th spot. So it's been a good field so far. We got two little packs going on. These guys, man, have been very, very patient out there, but that's the rundown order so far.
Yeah, Matthew Weldon's back, came from that second pack back. Him and Aiden Young, I think, in the 9. They're making their way all the way up to the front. I think Aiden's going to be leading this race here in a second.
Well, you know what? They came up through there, man. That second pack caught the first pack here, but look at the 29 and the 9 as they bring it to the high side. They're bringing the 59 along with him right there. James Thorndike. Mason Witzel's going to have to think about pulling up to the back end of the 88 and see, but outside, 2x2 as they come down here across the line, it's going to be lap 27 or 85 at the line. It's going to be Matthew Wazenbach. He's not going to leave his dancing partner. Aiden has to poke out just a little bit to cool that motor down.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him out either. He pushed me all the way to the front. I'm going to make sure he's clear before I drop down. There's a lot of help he gave to get him up to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now up front, you see it, man. The 29 of Matthew Wazenbach, becoming restrictor plate king. Well, he was able to pour on the power and get back up here to the front. Mason's on the inside there looking. He probably has to cool that motor a little bit. If not, he'll blow that thing sky high, shoot it straight through the mountain right there. As they're passing the lap down car up front, though, still side by side. The 29 of Matthew Wassenbach, using that side draft to his advantage. Aiden's going to try to pull back up there and give him some help. They are still door to door.
A lot of great racing, a lot of patience too. The 88 and the 99, they've been up front all night. They got the 29 and the 9, Aiden Young, right on their outside. A lot of clean, good, high talented people driving in these cars here tonight.
Yeah, you're right there, man, Gerald. Right now, though, well, Matthew Wassenbach looks like we'll call him the restrictor plate king. He's definitely singing a tune tonight, man, and saying that he is, because he is trying to power that machine to the front right now with his teammate of Aiden Young. But John Houston's having none of it. The crafty veteran in that 88 machine. He's got his teammate, and here they come in the pits.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming in for pit stops, the two teammates, the 99. As the 29 takes the lead, Matthew, he's back up to the lead.
Yeah, he does. Puts it back up to the lead. There might be another strategy there that I was thinking about. And you're right. Call for pit stops, green flag pit stops, that is. Yeah, that's about the time frame we're looking at here. It's around, what, 30, 32 laps, something like that area. And I like Rob's comment out there. He's blinking more than a monster on Pac-Man. That's right. They used to call him Blinky.
Yeah, it looks like they got about 23 laps before, and they pitted. I can correct myself here. 16 or 17 laps, and then they came in.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't ever laugh, Gerald, man. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, I have a good time up here, man. But when I'm watching these races, it's so exciting that it's hard to find a little humor in it. They better get up to speed, because here comes that 29 of Matt Welsenbach and the 9 of Aiden Young with the 55 of James Haney and 59 of James Thorndike. They're coming with a vengeance. And then your pick is the Eric Test. And the 59, I'm interested to see if he's going to come in and get any of that damage fixed, or if he's just going to take back off because he thinks he's fine.
Well, you know, at this point right now, as long as, like you said earlier, as long as he stays in a pack, I think he's going to be fine. If he gets out there and in the back side of a pack, that might help him. In the middle where he's at might be the thing. So, under caution, sure, I might take a little bit because everybody's going to be stacked back up. Under green flag, I don't know if I would take any risk getting out of the middle of a pack, because if he gets back there behind these guys, yeah, it might hurt him a little bit. But like what you said earlier, as long as the car's behind him, cutting the air off, it's okay as long as the car's in front of him. If he got up front or in the back, I would say more probably in the back would hurt him without a car behind him. So it'll be interesting to see. Right now he's holding pace with these guys up front.
Yeah, and the ones that came in, the 99 of Mason, the 88 of John Houston, 82 of Mike Franklin, the 09 of Bryce, and the 00 of Nick Hunt, they're all running in a pack right now. As they got the leaders coming up behind them, they're going to blend in and get into that draft.
Well, here's the one thing, man, I've noticed here, Gerald, is as far as Matthew Wassenbach goes, not only, man, does he know how to get around this track, he's one of the masters of also fuel conservation and pit strategies. Man, I've worked with the guy before, and he just knows how to put that thing together. As you see up there, the 59 goes high with the 96 in the backside there, but you notice they're not coming into the pits. It's lap 32 here of 85. John Houston and company came in the pits early, so it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to play this pit strategy game all race long if it keeps going green.
Yeah, you'll save a lot of gas staying in the draft. You'll lose a lot of time trying to save gas here. So I don't think the 29 of Matthew is going to save any fuel up front, as the 59 pulls up on the side of the 9 of Aiden, looking to go up front here with Matt.
Yeah, absolutely right there, man, because they're still out front, looking good so far. Guys, man, are putting on a very, very good show. Gotta love it, man, right now. So, talk about that, folks. ARTVO decided it was just going to stop on me.
Yeah, everything's looking good right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, IRTVO decided it's going to stop right there for a few seconds. I got to turn it on. We good. We're still good. I'm interested to see when Matthew does come into the pits, though, because it's going to be an interesting call there. It's just going to be interesting to see.
I think he's getting ready to make a pit stop here.
Well, we're working on lap 34. We had that caution early on with that lap 14. Was it lap 14 or so? I forgot.
It's been 21 laps since they pitted, so.
Now, you bring that up too, Gerald. Why in the world would John Houston and them came into the pits on that? Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. They pitted with like 16 or 17 laps. That's why I threw that out there. With 85 laps, and the caution was around 13 laps into it. It's kind of curious of why they pitted so soon, considering these guys are still out running. And they're still going. They didn't pit this time by, but I have a feeling they're going to be coming in here soon.
Yeah, you're right. I don't understand. I do understand. It's like I said, it was only 20-some laps. The John Houston one there and company and Nathan Witzel, they're on a different strategy. Don't know why, but obviously, Matthew and them up front, those guys, man, definitely know how to make the pit strategy work. We're still seeing a single file here. Guys, man, are being very, very patient up front. So, yeah, wrong button, Rob. Yeah, wrong button. Killed everything, no problem. But I think it's getting a little, they're not really dicey, but look at Eric Tess caught on the outside, but he's still by himself. Wow, look at the power move he's been able to put on that 96. He's bringing it to the front.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a teammate out there, but if there's one close, they need to either let him in or jump out and help him. He seems to be holding his own outside of Aiden Young there, so he might just be out there riding in the air. You never know what these guys got going, I ain't a mind reader now, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look at that 96 up there by himself, hanging on to it. The guy, man's got the outside lane. Sorry, but that was just listening to some sound stuff, making sure everything's good. Matthews obviously been protecting the inside. You got a freight train of cars up front there. Eric Tess is on the outside holding his own. He's got an opening there. He can get there in between the 81 and the 55. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes that opportunity to drop down there. But right now, he's still holding on the outside there of James Haney. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, he could have just burped it a little bit and got down in between them Haney boys, and he decided, no, I'm going for it. I'm going to use this side draft. I'm going to try to take myself to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, it's amazing James Haney don't see that and go jumped up there with him. Cameron Hearn says, if I can get close enough to you, my friend, we'll take this thing to the front, because Eric Tess is out there hanging on with dear life by himself, taking on two teammates up top without help. But he's got the 67 now, about to doggone pull up on the back deck lid. Let's see if now those two cars can pull it to the front. And old John T. Wimbus out there in the chat. Where you been at, old John? You got quiet on me, Gerald.
Oh, yeah. I'm just looking at some stats here and trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, this one's good.
I have a feeling that Eric Test and Cameron Hearns is going to be leading this race until the pit. Eric looks really fast. He looks like he's got nitrous, Joe.
He does, man. The guy was able to use that side draft to pull these cars up. Never understood that. Sometimes it looks like you're like a rock out there sitting around. The next thing you know, you're able to bring the car to the front. So it's one of those just mind-boggling things, because right now Eric is able to hold on. You got three cars on the bottom with an awesome draft, and he was able to hold on up there by himself on the upside. So, hey, what's up, Bo? Is that you typing the
Yes, sir.
That's just I was about to say. Yeah,
John's out there saying I sound professional, but I know he's lying, so I had to give it back to him.
You do sound good, man. You do sound. That's why I was asking. I said, you ever laugh? Because I'm up here, man, laughing. Gerald says, all right, we're taking it back here, professional, Joe. Be quiet, man. We're trying to get this thing going.
Yeah, I ain't got no time for laughing when they're doing 200 mile an hour. I got to watch this.
Hey, absolutely, man. The man's got his mind on the track. Nothing wrong with that. We got some awesome racing going on here at Talladega Super Speedway, folks. ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Xfinity Series. And guess what? You were right, Gerald. Look at who's out front. Eric Tess was able to power that car up there with Cameron Hearn.
Yeah, the Iceman from the Netherlands.
Uh-oh. Somebody's getting you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was my surveillance system restarting.
Oh, okay. Man's got protection already, too.
Oh, yeah. When you're in here racing, you never know what's going on outside. You can't just jump up and look out the window, Joe.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, man. So now we got to talk about pit stops here just for a second, because they got to be coming up here soon. We've been talking about the last 10 laps or so, 10 or 15 laps. We saw John Houston and company up there took a very, very early pit stop. So it's going to be interesting. Now we see about a couple cars in the backside back there duck off on the pit lane, but still the leaders out front.
Yeah, and they're starting on lap 30 here since they pitted. It's interesting to see how much gas they got.
Yeah, these things could be blowing on fumes. Hey, look at that. We got Bobby Chaney, man-to-man from SRA. That's right, Sim Racing Authority, guys. I'll tell you what, if you've never seen those guys race, well, you're missing it, man, because you got to go check them out over there, SRA, Sim Racing Authority. Check the boys out. They race Sunday night, Monday night, man. Max Speed puts on the action for you for them guys. They also been running dirt leagues in the all-season, but I'm missing Delonte out here tonight. Usually he's out here, but tomorrow night you'll see a bunch of SRA guys running the Cup Series. As Bobby Chaney, by the way, is the defending reigning current champ of the Cup Series here at Extreme Motorsports 99. And oh yeah, don't forget about the Slam guy, man, over there. Marcus Peterson, I believe is his name. Bobby will correct me if I'm wrong.
We had 3 cars come in, the 1 of Dwayne Culberson, the 07 of Tyler Sifford, and the 20 of Ethan Kurtz. They came in and took fuel and 2 tires.
Yeah, 2 tires. Well, and that's another thing when we talk about 4 tires. Definitely is not, always the way to go here. You can. Last night we saw a lot of guys, man, only take 2 tire stops. So definitely something you can keep in mind. Well, as we go back here in the far back about 16th, 17th, 18th, you're going to see Dwayne Cummers and Tyler Sifford, Ethan Kurtz. All 3 of them cars are running right there nose to tail.
Yeah, and they already made their pit stops. We got a lot of cars coming on the pit road now, starting with the 29 and Cameron Hearns.
Yep, slew of cars coming down here on pit road this time. Let's watch some of these pit stops. It's going to be a busy, busy place here. And John says it is 3 a.m. in the Netherlands. That is right. Eric Tess, probably one of the most dedicated sim racers there is. A man races probably like 3 or 4 times a week, and he's like 5 hours ahead of us, folks. So he actually is in the Netherlands. I call it Netherlands, but either way, you're right. Matthew Wassenbach, though, did not get off pit lane as fast as everybody else, as Cameron Hearn and company up front got off pit lane before he did.
Yeah, and 4 cars stayed out. 59 of James Thorndike, the 87 of David Elliott, 55 of James Haney, and the 3 of Keith. And I think that's a great idea. They didn't have to come in with all those cars and maybe get into an incident with them. They get to make a clean shot down pit road and come out together. And I'm pretty sure they'll get right back up with that pack, if not come out in front of them.
Yeah, we're talking about those cars that pitted earlier on. That's John Houston right there, Mike Franklin. You got Mason Witzel in the mix there, Bryce Senesack along with Nick Hunt. All those cars, those are teammates, if I'm not mistaken. All 5 of those cars right there, all stacked up. So, looking good, as I think they're going to cycle out as being your leader here once everybody comes into the pits. They got a storm of 5-car hookup here. You have to go back there to Matthew Wassenbach, who is sitting in 15th right now. But we're on the green flag pit stops, and you know what that means, Gerald. On the green flags, it's going to mix this field up just a little bit.
Oh, definitely, Joe. Yeah, and all these guys, I haven't seen anybody take 4 tires yet. And we got James Haney in the grass coming off pit road between 1 and 2. I have no idea what happened to him. I have a feeling it's got to do with just taking 2 tires, because when you just take 2, you got one set that's really hot and one set that's real sticky, and it makes it hard to get off pit road. You see a lot of cars get squirrely coming out of their pits, and it makes it really difficult when you don't have 4.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you what, another thing you got to look at too is when him coming through there, he's out there mowing the grass, is what I like to say. But definitely up front, Mike Franklin right there. don't know what happened, man. John Houston looked like he got out of the lead there in that pack and went back, dropped back, got behind Mason Witzel. Maybe it was by design. And just real quick, because if I'm not mistaken, yes, all 5 of those cars, I'll tell you right fast here. Yep, that's what I thought. All 5 of those cars right there, folks, are all teammates. Law Dog Motorsports are hooked up in a line in a freight train. That's what I thought they were out there doing. So they all got hooked together. Well, that could spell disaster for anybody out here tonight.
Yeah, and I see 2 sets of 5 out there, and then I see a set of 6, and then a couple of them just running by themselves, and then 2 guys together. So it's pretty spread out here now, Joe.
Yeah, it is. You got another pack right there in front of you. You got 5 up front, 5 right there behind him. Dwayne Cummins, Tyler Sifford, Ethan Kurtz, Cameron Hearn, and Eric Tasser in the 5 car right there. Nose to tail as they're battling it out. And then, like what you said, you got to go back again. Got about 6 cars right there in the line. That's Matthew Wazenbach, Aiden Young, Daniel Haney, Keith Haney, James Thorndike, and David Elliott. So that 59 is still hanging on. So you're right. We've got 3 little packs. But that's what the actual green flag pit stops will bring.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, those leaders, the 82 of Mike Franklin, the 09 of Bryce Sinesak, the 00 of Nick Hunt, Mason Witzel, and John Houston, those are all the guys that came in around 19 laps ago. So it looks like they made up some time not pitting with those guys, but they're on a different strategy.
Yeah, they are on a different strategy. That's what I was saying earlier. They're on like a 15-lap different strategy. And here's the thing. Don't think they can make it the whole entire way. I don't think anybody can. Well, I take that back. Matthew and them might be able to make it the whole entire way, but I know John Houston, Mason Witzel, and them up there can.
Yeah, and they got 38 to go. So if they're doing like a 17-lap strategy or whatever their lap strategy is, they're going to have to make 2 more stops. It's going to be interesting because they ran 30 laps. The leaders ran 30 laps before they came in on that last stop.
Well, it didn't take long for these packs to become 1 pack here. Now you've got about 10 cars in a line. Looks like a big snake in a train coming down on the back stretch here. That's Mike Franklin out front. Bryce Sinesak right there in second. Nick Hunt right there in third. Mason Witzel 4. John Houston is in the 5th place spot. That's your top 5, but boy, it didn't take long for Dwayne Cummins and the company right there to close up very quickly. So now you've got 10 cars right there, all in a single file pack.
Yeah, they caught them guys quick. It's interesting to see that why they just stayed behind. If they're so much faster, why didn't they just go on around them? Because it surely did look like they could.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. That's awesome. Well, Gerald, tell you what, something we ain't done. I think it's about that time. Let's give it to them, man. Let's bring the speed cam.
Let's do it, Joe.
All right, folks, well, like I always say, if don't get the blood pumping and everything else, but we went from the speed cam to the caution cam, and unfortunately, 59, as we see right here, is involved again. He's back there in that second pack, so to speak. Now, let's see if he has help. Oh, 87 right there is on his back deck lid. I got a feeling maybe some of that net code involved. Oh, Aiden Young got a little bump on the side. Not too bad of damage there on his end. Doesn't look bad, but right there we saw might have been a little bit of net code. Wrong place to do a bump draft. But we are under caution. Like I say, it went from the speed cam to the caution cam, and if The speed cam don't get your blood pumping, your hair jumping up and down. If it don't get you jumping up and down, then, well, something's wrong with you, and you might need to see a doctor. And so call them tomorrow and get an appointment. So, you said you wanted to talk to Cameron Hearn. So let's see if we can get Cameron Hearn up here in the booth. We can find him. I think he's way down here at the bottom, if I ain't mistaken. Yep, way down here. Lions Motorsports. I'll let you talk to him, Gerald. How's that?
Sounds good, Joe.
All right, let's bring him up. Old Cameron Hearn here. Let's wait till he gets in his pit box first. We won't mess his concentration up.
Absolutely. If he comes in.
Yeah, I thought he was coming in. Okay, well, here we go. We'll bring him up here. Let's talk to him.
Cameron Howard, Jerry West in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Yeah, I was wondering if you was going to come in there down pit road. You just came in around 8 laps ago. How's the car feel on 2 tires?
Really, tire wear really isn't a factor at all. You don't even have to lift, even longer in stints in the run, even with the draft, you really don't have to lift at all. I went through the pits so I could pit again. I think you can run about 32, 33 laps on fuel depending on where you are drafting with people. So I'm going to try to save some fuel and top off here, one to go. And if it stays green, I feel like I'll be real close to making it. I don't think these guys who pitted, they'll be able to make it on fuel.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I didn't think you were going to make a pit stop there. I was curious to see that. So what do you think you got for the end of this? You think you can keep it up front and maybe bring it home?
I hope so. That's the plan. Main thing, in the chase now in the championship. So basically, making it to the end and finishing. I'd love a top 5. I just want to get out of this place, all fenders on it, running. So that's the plan.
I know. That's how Talladega is, man. You got to keep them fenders straight, and if you can, keep it up front, because I'd like to see you win this one.
I appreciate it. I think we got a fast car. Let's keep the nose clean. I think we got a good shot at it.
All right, good luck out there. We'll see you at the end.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's Cameron Hearn out there. Definitely a fast guy, was always that we see, but back down in Alliance Motorsport. Now, here's a guy I'll be interested. I'm going to bring you up right fast because I think we got enough time here. Let's see if I can find him. John Houston. I'm curious on that pit strategy, which really doesn't matter at this point now, but I don't think he came in, but let's see if we can get to talk to him. John Houston, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey.
Hey, John, I'll tell you what, earlier on, you took an early pit stop. Kind of me and Gerald was up here scratching our head a little bit. Was it something that was by design or something that you had to do? You and Mason came in. Maybe now it doesn't really matter with the caution coming out the way it is, but how's the car? How you feeling? And was that by design on that pit strategy?
Oh yeah, we planned it, but this caution kind of messed us up. We pitted early, and we knew if we pitted then, all we had to do was make one more stop. And with us 5 lined up together as teammates, we was pulling away from the pack, just 5 of us. And it worked out fine, but until this caution come out.
Yeah, I know. I saw the pack of cars up there. All teammates been involved. So, I think you got the car nothing to pull this thing home here, lap 85.
It's Talladega. You never know what you're going to get at the end.
Yep. You took the words out of our mouth up here. It is Talladega's wild card. Well, good luck out there, John.
All right, appreciate it, Joe.
All right. Well, that's old John Houston right there. Let's see if we can get him back down.
Yeah, they had a good strategy, and it's a shame that caution came out and put a wrench in it. It would have been interesting to see how that was going to play out. Like he said, those 5 cars were pulling away from the pack.
They were.
So, maybe they got enough gas to make it to the end if they stay in the draft, but we'll see.
Well, here's the thing is even with this caution, I wouldn't have seen why they wouldn't have came in, just maybe, like Cameron said, top it off. That way you definitely know you're not going to need any tires or anything. Well, you might as well get tires under caution. You're going to be in the back anyways. And it's definitely going to help you. So as a 5-car team, all 5 of them cars, they would have, to me, just me, if all 5 of us would have came in, did the same pit strategy on the caution, we could have hooked back up, came back to the front. Could work out, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the top 5 that are out there now, from John Houston back to Daniel Haney, they all took 2 tires. Mike Franklin is running 4th, and he took 4. I don't see how he did that, but congrats to him. He got 4 tires, and he's still in the top 5.
Well, we need his pit crew.
Oh, yeah.
That's some bad, fast pit crewing right there. One boy was able to throw on some tires, man, to get it done. Well, I want to appreciate everybody else coming out here tonight. We're at Talladega. That's right, Talladega Speedway here. Big, huge super speedway that is. Talladega for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series. First race of the chase. And right now, the biggest chase point person right now is Eric Tess, sitting right there in second place. Don't count out Mason Witzel either. Mike Franklin's up there, and Daniel Haney and Nick Hunt, Matthew Watt. Really about all the chase guys are up there in the top 10 right now, Gerald.
Yeah, they're exactly where they need to be, and hopefully they can be there at the end because they need them points. It's going to be a tight race for the chase. We got some more coming in. I wonder if they're coming in to top off, you think?
Well, I would. Might as well. It's under caution here. And actually, that's John Houston that came in and topped off. So maybe he heard us up here talking a little bit, and he said, let's go in. Good strat. Hey, it's a good strategy. Might as well. It's under caution. If you come in, you might as well.
Eric Tess and Daniel Haney was the only ones that stayed out on that. Maybe James Thorndike, huh?
Not sure.
Yeah, he came in too, huh? I wonder why those guys stayed out. Maybe they can make it. They just want that track position.
Yeah.
I think James Thorndike was a lucky dog there.
Yeah.
That's why he stayed out.
You know, and I never. Talladega's one of them. It's not like when we go to like a Michigan or Chicago or something where, track position or something might play a very important part here. I mean, here, you could be in the back, bring it to the front, and it could be anybody's ball game. It's just, I don't know. Maybe they think they can go the whole entire way, but the whole field behind those 2 cars up front, Mason Witzel and all them, pitted. Don't know if they got any tires or not, but we're going to have to see here as we're getting set here to go back. Green flag racing here, folks. Going to be lap 55 of 85. And guess what? That's going to be 20 laps in here. And with 20 laps to go, you know what I know, Gerald. Business about to pick up. That you can feel the tension a little bit. All this single car action we've been seeing up front. But these guys know it's almost getting to that point of go time.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be 30 to go, Joe. So it's going to be a 30-lap shootout here. No,
Yeah,
no problem. I made a mistake earlier, Joe, and they went off on me in chat, and I was wrong. I didn't say nothing. But let's say it, since they called me out on it, I'm going to say you was right. They only needed one more pit stop, but that caution came out. So that's all in the back.
There it is. Pace cars in. Here we go. Green flag. They're all single file start. First time I've ever seen that. Wow, everybody single filed and left the 81 out to dry. He's sitting up there going, guys, wait a minute. What happened? But you know what? Every one of them guys behind him there in the single file, they all were teammates. So maybe that was by design on that restart.
Yeah, I've never seen it either, Joe. It's got to be by design unless the admin said, hey, y'all are starting single file. But I doubt he said that. Oh, we got some action to 29. Matthew, he swerved up and threw a block.
Well, Mike Franklin has had a problem. I don't know if he missed a shift. He just stacked the whole field up. Everybody had to go 2 wide, 3 wide there for a second. So, up front, Mason Witzel takes the point, though, along with Eric Tess in second, Daniel Haney in third, John Houston in fourth. But you're right, man, up front. But look at that 88, man, the AC Delco machine. He is powering it to the top side, and he's got his teammate. Boy, his teammate had to move out of the way because he was coming like a missile.
Yeah, he's flying, and you're right, Joe. He missed a shift there. You can see the flames coming out of his exhaust pipe on that. And they're 3 wide here in 1. And they are flying to the front. You can see that the front is a hot commodity where they all want to be to the front here. And they're 3 wide out of 2.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Don't let me be your math teacher. I'd have y'all messed up front. But right now, up front, definitely one thing about it. Boy, look at Mason Witzel. Goes from the inside to the outside. Like I said, can you feel the tension building here at Talladega? These guys know it's for all the marbles. The 99 up there will do everything he can with the side draft that he's got going on. Eric Tess is on the inside there, but up front, boy, it's like a dog fight happening. You definitely can tell. Look at the move Mike Franklin put on them. They're upside top, down low here, Gerald. It's about to be a mess up there.
Yeah, they left Matthew down on the bottom there, and they went right around him on the high side. So maybe they're teammates, and they're trying to stick together. But it looks like the 87, James Haney, is that Daniel? David Elliott, I'm sorry.
Yep.
David Elliott was stuck on the outside there as they came off too, but he better drop down while he's got a chance.
Yep, absolutely. Mason Witzel up point right now. Got his teammate, man, just tearing the back end of that thing up. Boy, Matthew Wassenbach's trying to do everything he can to look around. He's a lone man up there, man, a lone wolf in the middle of a lot of company up there. So right now, these guys looking good. Matthew's on the outside. He's going to try to take that high line again. So we're going to see here. Like we said before, though, Gerald, boy, it's business is picking up. Here comes the teammates up front. The 3 on the inside, the 29's on that outside there, though, by himself.
Yeah, and your pick, Eric Tess, the Iceman from the Netherlands, he's got the fastest top speed. He hit 202.8 mile an hour.
Woo, that's some bad fast speed and a bad fast car out here. And that's inches upon everybody out here right now because the top 5 or 6 are right there. You got a little pack behind them, and that's the James Haney right there. And it looks like, I don't know who that is, but he was up in the wall. Maybe you'll be able to see who that was. Yellow car.
Yeah, that's the 9. That's Aiden Young.
Oh, not today. He's walking out there, hurting the points a little bit. Got caught up a little bit in that action on the caution the last time. Now he's up into the wall a little bit. But right now, Mason Witzel, the man out front with John Houston, Mike Franklin. And they got a fight back here in the back going on. And that's going to be with Cameron Hearn back there. And the number 3 machine. Now that's going to be Keith Haney on the high side.
Yeah, looking good. He's got Keith right behind him. He can get Keith to push him up. I have a feeling they're both going to go to the front. But it's going to be hard to catch up with Mason Witzel and John Houston because they've been up front all night. They got Mike Franklin. He's been there all day too, and he's a veteran here, right?
He is. Mike Franklin definitely is one of them veterans here, along with old John Houston, the crafty veteran up there. Nick Hunt there's who we're seeing. Nick Hunt dropped down in the line. So the all single file up front here. Matthew Wassenbach is trying to do everything he possibly can to stay up here, but he knows there's 3 teammates there in front of him. And he's got another one back there that's behind him, I believe. But the 3 teammates up front of Mason Witzel, John Houston, and Mike Franklin are all going to stay locked up. We saw it last night, Gerald, in the truck race. It came down to the wire. Teammates helped each other all the way to the end and pushed them to the win.
Yeah, teammates is very important. If you got teammates, you need to stick together. Y'all need to come up with a strategy before the race and stick with it because it's all you got out there is your teammates. You can't expect anybody that's not a teammate of yours to help you. They might just leave you out and go on by.
Absolutely. Right now up front, though, still the 3 cars behind them, though. Boy, look at Keith Haney and company. They are door to door back there. So back and see that one because that pack behind them was there still locked on to them. The 3 car of Keith Haney's bringing that high side to the front along with, I believe that's another Haney boy with them. So the Haney brothers are trying to bring that high side. They've got about 6 or 5 cars up there. They can do it. It don't take long. They'll be able to bring them up there to the front. Problem is, can they stay up there? We're about to see some side-by-side 2-to-2 action.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got James and Keith Haney, and then you got the 1 of Dwayne Culberson, and then the 07 of Tyler. And I have a feeling that high line is going to work, and they're going to be up front. It's going to be 2 by 2 for the rest of this race.
Yep, absolutely. As they're bringing that thing to the front, Eric Tess right there, Keith Haney and company, they're all trying to come to the front here at Talladega. Look at the high line go. It is on a move, folks, right now, because you've got the man up top along, I believe that's James Haney. Now, well, as I say that, Oh, John Houston goes up there, and they split him 3 wide. Might not have been what he wanted, but we're going to see if he gets help on the backside.
Yeah, I don't see nobody moving up to 3 wide just yet. You never know. It just depends on if that high line's faster. Whatever line is faster, you're going to see most of the cars there.
Yep, absolutely. Right now, Keith Haney is definitely on the outside. There's the outside's moving along up front. Mason Whistle still hanging on to this one. Folks, I tell you what, hang on to your hats because these boys are fighting. John Houston got on the top side. Here we go. They're side by side at lap 62. They come across the line at lap 63 of 85. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here of this thing at Talladega. These boys men are mixing it up. They are 2 by 2 coming out of turn number 2.
It's close to go time. Everybody's got that feeling that they get that taste in their mouth of winning this race here at Talladega. Anytime you can get a win here at Talladega, you're going to be excited. It's hard to get a win here, and if you get it, you're going to brag about it, and it's going to definitely help you with your first race in the chase and winning that championship.
Absolutely. The man up front, Mason Witzel, definitely willing to put one in the hat here tonight at Talladega's right now, storming to the front in that 99 machine. Looking good. He's got his teammate on the outside, another teammate right behind him. But you also got Mike Franklin, that's the number 87 machine. David Elliott up on the top side. So you got a side-by-side affair going into turn 1 for lap 64 of 85. Folks, if you're sitting down at home, you shouldn't be, because you got to be jumping up and down to this racing up front. Man up there, look at John Houston spread the needle right there, threaded it some, going down the back stretch to get on the inside.
Yeah, he's got that rear spoiler damage still, and it's not affecting him at all. I have a feeling that he ducked down on that inside line because he was getting pushed by the 55 of James Haney, and he wasn't comfortable with that, because if you try to push here in the corners, it can send you around, especially if you're not on new tires here. And these guys, they've been out for at least 11 to 15 laps on these tires. Some of them 11, some of them 15.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to get a little dicey up front. What's going on, Mary Taylor, out there tonight? So welcome to the race here, Talladega Super Speedway, ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Xfinity Series, as we're riding along with Matthew Wazenbach sitting in the 4th place spot right now. The man's trying to do everything he can to advance his position up here. He'd love to maybe win this thing, but a 4th place coming out of here for the first race of the chase tonight would definitely help his position on becoming a champion here in the Xfinity Series and taking away that crown from Alan J. Elwood, who moved up into the Cup Series. But right now, Mason Witzel out front, got his teammate Mike Franklin, John Houston glued to his back deck lid.
Oh yeah, and if you're a champion here in Extreme, you got bragging rights, and you got it for a reason, man. They got a lot of talented drivers here, man, and if you can get a championship in any of these series, you got bragging rights, and you can say, hey, I was a champion over at ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the bragging rights being out front with Mason Witzel hanging on to it. John Houston right there. We still got a side-by-side Eric Test back there in the 9th spot with Dwayne Cumberson. So the whole pack here all the way back. There's only 2.2 seconds splitting the top 16 cars. Man, that's you can actually just take your hand and fold over all them guys. They are right there, nose to tail with everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. I was on the edge of my seat, and I straight fell on the ground. This is an exciting race, man. There's some single file action going right now, but they're going to go double wide, maybe 3 wide. Who knows? They might be 4 wide before this race is over.
Well, you better believe it. The business is going to pick up front here. The tension is going to get very high. It's just like a tea kettle sitting on the top of a hot stove, man. It's going to boil right over and start whistling. As you see, the high line will form up. Eric Tess is trying to be the man to make that form up here. As he got a car on the side by side with him up there, trying to help him push that lane. Right now, everybody's committed to the inside, but that will not stay there very, very long as we're closing laps get in here. Lap 67.85 as they modulate through a little bit of the lap traffic here. Boy, it is still nerve-wracking as a driver here so far, Gerald.
Yeah, they're coming to 18 to go. A lot of these guys that are running up front, they're not going to want to go to that high side, unless they're going the last few laps or so. Most of the people that are going to go to that high side are here in the back, and they're going to want to make a line there on that high side and get a run up to the front, and they can get from 10th to 1st really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll tell you what, Tyler Sifford's another one right there. He's got the spotter in the sky with him. Jake Nichols, a Superman, helping him through all this traffic out there tonight. Calling Mr. Popularity. Man's definitely popular out there. You're absolutely right. Look at that Mary out there saying go, go, go. Definitely, these guys, man, are going for all their worth. They probably got the pedal out there, mashing through the radiator, saying, look, if I do any more, I'll be out running the car. But right now, looking good up front for Mason Witzel.
Yeah, these guys look like they're having a lot of fun. I'm jealous. I wish I was out there with them. It'd be a lot of fun running with these guys. They only had 1 or 2 cautions here, and that's really good considering they're at Talladega and they're in the chase.
Well, let's do a quick summary right now. Lap 68 of 85, 21 lead changes, typical plate track style, and you're right, 1 caution. Wow. You got that is awesome to be here tonight. So 1 caution here tonight at Talladega. It's a long, long green flag running. We're at lap 69 of 85. Mason Witzel still out front, folks. The first race here at the Chase, and it is a humdinger out here tonight. These guys are putting on a show in the Xfinity Series. If you don't like this, I got some golf on OSR Network y'all can watch later on, but man, this is exciting. How can you not like this if you're a race fan?
Totally excited, man. I might have to change my shirt after this one. I feel like I'm in the car. It feels like it's 100 degrees in here right now.
I think I about broke Gerald there for a second. Oh, last week he put out what I said in the chat.
Humdinger.
That's it. Well, it is. These guys are out there. I mean, it's hot here in Atlanta, and it's definitely hot on the track. Right now, they're nose to tail running 200 mile an hour around the super speedway here, and it is awesome. Mason Witzel still out front. He knows in the back of his mind, yes, I got teammates behind me, but they want to win just as much as I do. Thing about it is, you got a lot of hungry cats back there, just like a pack of wolves just waiting to pounce on a steak, man, sitting out there. But right now, he's out front as the last 15 to go this time by. Actually, less than 15 to go this time by. So, eventually, patience, friendships, and everything's going to get thrown out the door.
Yep, the 99 of Mason, the 82 of Mike Franklin, the 88 of John Houston. They've been up front all night. They surely know how to keep that car up there. It's going to be hard trying to get around those guys because once it gets down later in the race, they're going to start moving around, throwing blocks, whatever they got to do to win this race because every point counts now. It's the first race of the Chase, and they need everything they can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rob, you're right. It might be a Talladega, but it's still hot and furious here because the action's hot and furious on the track. Nerve-wracking is another thing here. Well, you better have some nerves of steel to run these things at 200 mile an hour, inches and feet apart from each other. Right, these men of steel out here. 3,400-pound monster-style machines are storming around the high banks of Talladega, and we're bringing it to you here live at OSR Network on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, man, tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. First race of the Chase, Talladega style, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Mason Witzel, well, he is trying to break the draft a little bit. Don't know what he's doing up there, but he's got Mike Franklin still on his back deck lid. Here's the thing,
he might be moving out to give them guys some air behind him, or he might just be poking out to see who would poke out with him.
Yeah, true. Now, my next question to you, Gerald, is he knows he's got 2 teammates behind him, and they're able to communicate right there. At what point, I mean, are they committed with each other, or are they going for the win? Because the reason I asked is because Mason Witzel actually is in the I mean, look, just to make sure I don't tell you right. Actually, no, he's not. My bad. As we can say, Mike Franklin is in the Chase there, so we don't want to do anything to mess up his opportunity as of right now. They know Matthew Wassenbach's there, so Mason Witzel and John Houston not in the Chase, so they're kind of the wild cards there that can help their teammate Mike Franklin, who is sitting 12th coming into the Chase here tonight. This could be a very big boost for him to win or stay right there in second place. So do they do anything that would mess that up?
Well, it looks like right now they're just protecting him. You know, they're keeping him up front. The 99 of Mason, he keeps poking out, making sure Mike gets plenty of air. And, you know, when it comes down to winning, though, you kind of don't want to give that win away, especially when you've been running up front all night. 82 of Mike Franklin, he'll do just as good in that chase finishing second as he will first. Now, if it was me and it was my teammate, hey, I'm going to win this sucker, and you can have second.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're right. That's what I was saying here. They see Matthew Wassenbach right there, who is coming into the chase here. He's leading the points right now. So coming out of here, sitting in fourth, they understand what's involved here, the big picture, bringing a title home to their team here tonight. So they're doing everything they can. Mason and John Houston right there, obviously not in the chase. They want to win. But does John Houston right there, he's in the protective position with Mike Franklin. Mason Witzel's out front. Do they do anything that's going to mess up Mike or anything? Obviously, we don't know. At the end, we're coming down to 10 laps to go here. Next time, Bobby 9. And like I always say, it's all out the window from then on out. But right now, they're still nose to tail up front.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything like that. I think, if anything, if I was Mike, I'd be fine with pushing Mason to the win here, because second place is a very good finish, especially for the first race of the chase.
Yeah, getting out of Talladega, like I said, is the wild card here tonight. Just getting out of this race, getting back to the other one right there. But I tell you, right now, up front, Mason Witzel's putting everything he's got to it to hammer down in that 99 machine and staying out front. Got a little damage, a lot of damage on the back end of Mike Franklin right there. The 82 is riding along with John Houston. So the top three, like you just said there, Gerald, good observation. It would be awesome, though, to see, as old Matthew Wassenbach says, no, but look at the block. That's what I thought was going to happen. He's going to try to slow it down. Not going to do it as they go 3 wide. Like we said, business is picking up front.
Oh, yeah, and he used Keith Haney and Eric Test to push him up there, man. And, you know, Keith Haney ducked back down on the inside, but the 29 of Matthew, he's been up front all night, and he's going to want the 99, which the 99's been up there all night, Mason. He's going to want Mason to push him back up, but if Mason's the teammate of the 82 of Mike and the 88 of John, I doubt he's going to help him too much, but let's see what happens here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, fasten your seatbelt, folks, man. All aboard here to this freight train of a motorsports ride here at Talladega Super Speedway here. And like I said, another round. Oh, that's not what you wanted to see, because that's chase contenders flipping. Mike Franklin's on his lid. John Houston's around. The 29's around. The caution's out. Not going to end it, though, folks. Wow. Boy, it's a big one back there. But let's go back on the 29 here and watch this thing unfold, because we saw the tension building up front there. The 99 was right there behind that man, and they were jockeying around. Yep, just got him clipped. Went into the 88. Oh, and Mike Franklin, boy, tumbling all over the place. The 3's involved. Dwayne Cumberson's involved. So John Houston is a mess. The 29's a mess in there. Mike Franklin, so boy, that took out some top chase guys right there. But I'll tell you what, I need to ride along with old Mike Franklin on that one, because what a wild ride. Let's take it to the dash cam on his ride there. Right, so let's go back one more time.
Yeah, he went for a ride, Joe.
Yeah, I hate to see that on his end, but let's watch this one here. Yeah, you're right. Classic caution out. Few to go last night. If you missed the thriller of an end, we had a guy finish second place last night, and he put it in reverse. Man said, I'm so fast, spun it around, yanked in reverse, put the hammer down, and finished in second. Never seen that happen before. We're riding here with Mike Franklin. Yeah, the dash cam. Hope you don't get dizzy, folks, because right there, wow, just spinning, spinning, spinning. That's all he was doing. Hate to see that on his end. Tore that car all to pieces. So we were just talking about it. Chase problems already.
Yeah, the 99, he got into him there, and he spun him down into Mike Franklin, and Mike Franklin, he really went for a ride. And I don't know if the 99 is going to be back out, but if he is, I think he's going to be in the back. He's going to get a penalty for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, John out there's hoping he wasn't wearing VR. You had to close your eyes. You had to close your eyes, huh? Get a little vertigo going on. I hear you. Well, here's the thing. By rule, we'll have to see how this one plays out here up front. The 99 did get in the back. You know, obviously it's just one of those deals. You know, things happen here on the track. But I'm going to say he's probably going to get the EOL. It's going to move him back to the back as we see, yeah, he's already going back to the back there. So unfortunate on him. Now he's definitely got enough time, because when we go back green flag racing, guess what? We're going to have about, what, 3 or 4 laps left.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 or less, actually. But 67 of Cameron, he got lucky. He threaded the needle. It took a lot of decisions to get through there, because they were all over the backstretch, and there wasn't much room to get through. And your pick, Eric Test, he's up in the 2nd position right now.
Well, Eric, he came in here second in the points right now, so definitely it's another one that could come out of here with a good points day here tonight, so definitely don't keep him out. Let's see if another chase person might be up front here. As we look, Bryce Senesac, yeah, right there. He come in 5th, and he's sitting in 4th. Nick Hunt's another one. Came in here 10th, so he can make a move if he finishes out this thing where he's at there. So a couple guys up front there definitely could come out of here in good shape. Like we call this the wild card race. And the reason is, well, you just saw it right there, folks. Plain as day, typical plate style racing, no fault of anybody's. I mean, it's not an intentional thing. It's a bump drafting all the way around here at 190, 200 mile an hour. It's just awesome. I tell you what, up front, I mean, Mason and them was doing everything they possibly can. He just got hooked, man. Matthew did, sent him into John, and it was all she wrote from there.
Oh yeah, man. It's just part of racing here at Talladega. You know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you make the right decision, and sometimes you make the wrong decision. You know, it's just part of being in the heat of the moment. And with less than 10 to go, you got to kind of go for it. You want to be safe. You want to be there for your teammates, and you don't want nothing to happen to them, especially if they're in the chase for the championship. So we'll see who's going to get the win on this one and who ain't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, definitely you saw right there the guys, man, up front looking good. Mary, appreciate it. I appreciate all the viewers stepping out here, because you are witnessing, well, the end to a great one here tonight. ExtremeMotorsports99.com, Xfinity Series here. And I love all the viewers out there. I love all the fans, the drivers, the leagues that come out. It's y'all that make this channel. It's y'all that makes, man, what happens out here. It makes this great racing here, man, as always, as these guys, man, are putting on a show for each and every one of y'all here. So, Gerald, when we go back green flag racing, there's going to be about 3 or 4 laps here left. So, batten down the hatches and hang on to it. Tell everybody in the house be quiet. Like I say, if you got some dogs and cats, send them outside, because it's about to get hairy up front.
Absolutely, man. And I'd like to thank everybody for welcoming me, man, and not being too hard on me. You know, I haven't done this very much, and it's fun and it's exciting, and it's a pleasure to be with OSR Network and you, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming up here. Like I always tell people, I love doing it, have fun doing it out here. And you can see it's a different perspective out here on what you see that the drivers see on the track. So definitely something, man, you want to check into. Hang on a minute. Wow.
What a
All right, sorry about that, folks, right there. Well, as we can see right here, we're riding along here. We're under caution again here. So, Gerald, I know you said you saw it.
Absolutely.
What happened up there? Because we're lap 83 of 85, and that's pretty much going to put an end to it right there tonight. And you know what that's going to mean? A man out front right there, Daniel Haney's going to put this one. I hate that iRacing decided it was going to die on me. So we didn't get to see the last crash here. They just restarted as soon as I got loaded in.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They went green there, and coming out of 2, it looks like the 87 got into the... Oh, hold on just a second. Yeah, the 87 turned first place and caused a big pile up here.
Yeah, that'll be
and
David
a lot
Elliott.
of guys got involved with that one.
Yeah, that'd be David Elliott right there. Man, a lot of guys, man, tore up. Yeah, race is going to end on the yellow here. They went back green. I hate that, folks. I apologize. That's a little technical difficulty there. iRacing, it just decided it was just going to say, see you later, and stop. And it stopped on me. And then, but it looks like Daniel Haney's going to be the man pulling this one off here tonight.
Yeah, he got lucky getting through that. The 87 turned the 55, and then the 55 got into the high side there, and it caused a lot of guys to get in there. The 67 made it through. There's a few guys that made it through. Eric Test made it through. The 87, he didn't get turned around. He ended up keeping it straight there. But a lot of guys got caught up in that, and it's just unfortunate because they're going to finish under yellow.
Yeah, they're going to finish it on the yellow. Like I say, again, apologize out there to all the viewers. As you saw, man, right there, iRacing just stopped. I tried to get it back in time. It just went back green as soon as I loaded in. As soon as they went green, it went right back to caution. And you know and I know, if caution then flies within about 3 laps to go, it's over with at that point. But our hats off here to Daniel Haney, powering it up there. Eric Test surviving, and Cameron Hearn right there in third. It was a wild race up to this point. I mean, these guys were doing everything you can see. Right before we were technical issues there, we saw we run the caution. A big one happened, and then they went right back green really quick. I don't even think they got a lap in, did they, Gerald?
No, as soon as it went green, they went through 1, and then in 2, the 87 was out front. The 55 got into the back of him. And, I'm sorry, the 87 was pushing the 55 coming out of 2. He got into his left rear. He spun him around. The 87 went right around him. Eric Test barely missed him on the outside. And then the 81 was out front of Eric Test when the caution came out.
Wow. Hate to see that on the end right there between those guys. But, again, folks, man, I want to appreciate everybody coming out because this was a wild one here. So we're watching here with the white flag in the air. One more time for that man right there, Daniel Haney. And Eric Test is going to be another one behind him there. It's going to finish this one out in seconds. So all Daniel's got to do is just coast that car around here. But definitely, man, was a good run here all night long. And just again, want to throw out the apologies there. But my man Gerald had us on top of it. So we went from TV to radio there for a quick one. Like I say, we run the caution, a little technical difficulties. I was loading it all back in with iRacing, and then they went back green. As soon as they went through turn 1 or 2, like we said, another big one happened here to put this one out of the way. And we know once there's about 3 laps to go here, if a caution comes out again, it's over with at that point. So that's why we're ending this one under caution. And another thriller up front. Well, this is going to have some impact on some chase things here. Matthew Wassenbach is going to come out of here in 10th tonight. That's what I'm showing. And Eric Test going to be a man right now is probably going to take over the points lead coming out here. Nick Hunt's going to have a good one there. I think Cameron Hearn's also involved in with it also. But Richie Evans is going to have a good one there. Dwayne Cumberson. And so the top 10 and Matthew Wassenbach been in 10th. So the guys that got really hurt tonight, Colton Lane, Aiden Young, those 2 right off the top, and Mike Franklin, those 3 drivers tonight, yeah, they kind of got hurt a little bit right there going into the first race here at the Chase.
Yeah, Cameron made it through that. He ended up getting 3rd place there.
Yeah, he did. Well, one final time here is all Daniel Haney's got to do is coast that thing. As he's coming around the pace speed of 80 mile an hour, folks. We're blazing here as we're going to cross the start-finish line. But that man, either way, in the 81 machine, Daniel Haney, he pulled it off here tonight. He survived Talladega. So he's definitely going to be very, very thankful he survived. Let's see if we can actually find him in here, because he's part of the Haney boys. And definitely, man, loves it here. But tonight's winner is going to be Daniel Haney here in the first race of the chase. And let's see if we need to find old Eric Tess down here. But what a race so far, man. And again, I want to apologize for technical difficulties and whatnot. I know Cameron Hearn's way down here on the bottom. Cameron Hearn, another one, will be able to power that thing back up front here. So, wow. All right, well, I'll tell you what, Gerald, I'll bring up old Cameron Hearn. Let's get a talk to him.
Sounds good. Cameron Hearn, Gerald West, you got a copy?
I got you.
Yeah, man, on that last restart, it got a little dicey there. You had to make a decision, and it looks like you got lucky and made it through that big one.
Yeah, I told Daniel in the caution, I was like, I was like, once that green flag comes out, don't lift, because wherever he goes, I go. And I actually just followed him through out there. And I mean, we passed, I don't know how many cars we passed before the wreck happened, but we might have had a chance, me and him battling going out the backstretch. We had such a good run on the outside, but coming home third, I can't complain.
Yeah, you really got lucky making it through there. There was a lot of good drivers that got caught up in that. I think it was about 8 cars actually, and some of those were in the chase. And you had a great run. Is anybody you'd like to thank for your run tonight?
Yeah, Sherman Williams on the hood, Mike and Richie. Mike wasn't here, but he was spotting for me and Richie throughout the race, kind of giving us details on strategy, what everybody else is doing. Alliance Motorsports, all you guys do the broadcast, Extreme Motorsports 99, Sherman Williams on the hood. My dad watches all these races, so I'm glad to bring it home on the podium. And yeah, good start to the chase. Now it's on to some real racing, and I'm excited that I finished third.
Yeah, man, great job for you and your team and your sponsors. And I appreciate finishing third, man. You're always my pick for some reason. There's something about you. We appreciate you for everything you do out there, and you got a lot of fans. So we'll see you next week.
I need to bring home a
good
W.
luck in the chase. Oh yeah, maybe next week we'll see you here for the first place finish.
I got you. I appreciate it. Thanks again.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's bring up our second place man. Let's stay talking to him. That's old Eric Tess, Iceman from the Neverland.
Eric Tess, Gerald West and Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear, Joe. West.
Hey, no problem. You had a lot of things going on out there. You was in the front, you was in the back. You had a nice run. You finished second. It looked like you was ahead, but the caution came out just right after they got ahead of you there. What'd you think about the race tonight?
The race was pretty fine. Nice battles everywhere. Some green flag pit stops going on. Lots of tactical plays. Even fuel mileage was in play. So overall, the race was just great. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a great run, and finishing second, you can't complain. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for your second place finish?
Well, I didn't have any teammates today to thank about, but I just want to thank my fans. I know there are some of there watching the broadcast, and I just want to thank everyone around me. They did a great job avoiding me and racing hard against me.
Yeah, it took a lot of talent to run second there tonight with all the things that went on, and you got a lot of fans out there, so they appreciate your run, and maybe we'll see you next week in the first place finishing spot.
I hope so.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, well, that's our second place man. Well, I'll tell you what here. I'm going to go down here in Victory Lane. Got to be a happy camper here. What Daniel Haney bringing this thing home here in Victory Lane tonight. Talladega Super Speedway. Daniel Haney, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daniel, out front there tonight was able to power and survive here at Talladega Super Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series. How's it feel to pull out the first win here in the chase here tonight?
Man, it feels really good. I can't tell you how good it feels.
Absolutely. Well, how was the car all night long? How was the white-knuckled on the steering wheel there, hanging on 200 mile an hour, inches apart from each other, and bringing this thing here in Victory Lane?
My car felt good. I felt like I could hold it steady, probably steadier than a lot of others. It was white knuckle. There was a couple of times I got a little dent on my. I know I got a little dent on my front end there. It was hairy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got anybody out there you want to thank for this awesome victory tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank Cameron for that good push, and Eric, he worked with me a pretty good bit tonight, and of course I gotta thank HBR and Extreme Racing. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, again, tonight's winner, Talladega Motor Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series, Daniel Haney.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Gerald, let's run down our results order because, boy, it was a wild one here at Talladega. Tonight, Daniel Haney pulls it in Victory Lane. Eric Test, the Iceman from the Netherlands, in second. Cameron Hearn in third. Nick Hunt right there. Good finish for him in fourth. Keith Haney, another Haney brother boy right there in fifth. Mason Witzel rounds into sixth. Richie Evans there in seventh. Good run for him there. James Thorndyke held on to it. Had a up and down day all day today. Rounds out in eighth spot. Dwayne Cumberson in ninth. And Matthew Wazenbach rounds out the top 10.
And 11th is David Elliott. And 12th is Ethan Kurtz. Bryce Senesac finished 13th. And James Haney finished 14th. Tyler Sifford in the 15th place. Aiden Young finished 16th, and 17th is Mike Franklin, 18th is John Houston, 19th is Waylon Lamb, and 20th position is Colton Lane.
Yeah, we got 21st, Nate Trito right there, Don, and I ain't even gonna try the last one there, but he's in 23rd, actually Adbins, that's who they are. But Gerald, I'll tell you what, typical Talladega, man, we saw it all. Pitch strategies, man, team strategies out there, guys, wrecks, the big ones, everything, 3 wide, 2 wide, everything was brought about in this race here, but Daniel Haney was a man that survived at the end. Got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I say that if the caution would have came out a half a second sooner, then the Iceman from the Netherlands would have had that one. But unfortunately, he had Daniel Haney had a push from Cameron there, and it came out just after Daniel in the 81 got ahead of him. So congratulations to Daniel Haney and HBR Racing, and we'll be glad to see him next week. And I'll be paying attention to this chase, see who wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to heat up in the chase here after tonight as we go to next week here for another exciting race at ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity. Well, if you like this, tomorrow night we got some of the best on iRacing here. Cup Series action from Talladega from ExtremeMotorsports99.com, 8:45 Eastern Time. Tune in here. Well, this is Joe White, Gerald West up here in the booth. Everyone, have a good night.